Saint Laurent has made a very big change, but I'm not too sure if anybody has noticed just yet. We are going to be talking about the LouLou line from Saint Laurent and the fact that it has been taken away as we know it. That is right, the beautiful puffy square-shaped bag has now been replaced. Hi guys, my name is Alana and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here we discuss all things fashion, luxury, and handbags. So if those are things that are interesting to you, then I hope you would do me the favor of hitting the subscribe button down below if you have not already. I really appreciate all of your continued support. I also very much love talking to you guys in the comment section down below, and I have some luxury tea today, so I definitely would love to get your input on this. As I have said, Saint Laurent has gotten rid of their very popular handbag line the way we know it to be, and that is the LouLou line. Now, the reason why I say it's the way that we know it to be is because Saint Laurent has not completely gotten rid of the LouLou line. It still exists, but it has gotten quite a revamp. So I'm really excited to get your opinion and thoughts on what has changed with this line. And especially if you are someone who owns a piece from this handbag line, I would love to hear if you think they've come out with is an upgrade, or if you think that the original is what is the better look. Also, I have some speculation on why Saint Laurent might have made this change, so let's get right into it. First off, we're gonna start off by talking about what the handbag used to look like, and we're gonna compare it to the new version that is out. So as I've said, Saint Laurent had their LouLou bag, and it was a square-shaped bag. It had a puffy chevron design, and it was extremely popular. I would argue in recent years, this is probably the brand's best seller, and a lot of people are familiar with this design. Now, what I find interesting is this LouLou line has had some changes recently. If you have not seen my video on the Saint Laurent price decrease, I will link that down below for you guys as well to check out, because there was some good information in that video about the LouLou line. And if you watch that, you will know that this line actually got a price decrease, though it was pretty much known as the brand's best seller. I feel like I'm gonna be saying bestseller a lot in this video, but I do feel like this bestseller has now been revamped and changed, so hopefully people are still a fan of this as much as they are the new one. So this is what the old version looked like, and it was available in a variety of different sizes. It was available in the toy size, and that was the smallest. It was available in a small, a medium, and a large as well. Now, the new version is still going to be available in a mini instead of a toy. It'll be available in a small, medium, and large as well. Let's look at some of the main differences you can see right off the bat when you compare these two. I noticed right away that it is no longer a square. They've changed the shape of this bag and it is definitely more of a rectangular shape, giving off that kind of east-west energy. Now, this does not surprise me that if there was changes to be made, this is one of the changes that they would do. And that is because the east-west style has been extremely popular for handbags already. What I do find kind of interesting about this though is that the shape that this bag holds now is very similar to that of a line they already have, and that is the Puffer line. So I do have my small puffer here. It is absolutely beautiful, and as you can see, it is more of a rectangular east-west shape rather than having the same kind of height and width, which the LouLou did. Now, I love the look of this, but I did find it interesting that they would make their LouLou line a similar shape to one of the other lines they already have, and this bag does sell quite well also. So now we have two bags that are a little bit similar in shape, so that was something I found quite interesting. Another thing that I noticed with this bag, and personally I feel like this does make it an upgrade, this handbag used to be lined with calfskin leather, but then in the interior it had a fabric lining. I think that they made a really nice call here. They elevated the bag slightly. It is now lambskin on the exterior, and it is leather lined. I think whenever you have a handbag that is leather lined, it definitely makes it more luxurious. It is a full leather bag. Now, it was always leather on the exterior, of course, but again, there is sometimes some arguments on whether we can consider a handbag fully leather if it does not have leather on the inside as well. Now, my puffer bag that I have here from the brand is also fabric lined, just like the LouLou's were, But I do have another bag from the brand that does have the same feature. That is my sunset bag here. Now, definitely a completely different look and style from the LouLou, but something I can appreciate is that this bag is completely leather lined. It is tough to see because it is black on the inside, but it is so luxurious and beautiful to feel. I also feel like this bag is one of my handbags that smell the most like leather. It has that aroma as soon as you take it out of the dust bag. So again, I feel like that's something that adds to the luxury of it, whereas my puffer bag doesn't quite have that same scent to it. So again, that is something I do feel like is nice. Also, of course, we know leather is gonna cost more at the end of the day than fabric, and because we are paying a good amount of money for these handbags, I do think that's a really nice feature that they've added to this bag, and as I said, is definitely an upgrade in my opinion. There is one thing about the lining of this bag that might be a bit of a turnoff for some people. The fact that there is additional leather on the inside can add to the weight of a handbag. However, I do feel like because this is a puffy kind of style, it's not too much of a heavy bag, whereas I feel like something like the sunset bag definitely has quite a bit more weight to it. So if you are someone who feels like it might get a little heavy because it is leather lined, or it's more delicate because it's leather lined, then that is something to consider if you were interested in getting this new version of the bag. Also, talking about the delicacy and the leather of the bag, one thing I will say I appreciated about the original LouLou design was the fact that it was calfskin leather. And yes, lambskin is typically looked at as something that is more luxurious. I do feel like calfskin is more durable. So if this was a bag that you wanted to have as an everyday bag that you could just throw around and use it carefree, the fact that this is lambskin leather, this might not be the case anymore, and you might have to baby it a little bit more or just keep an eye out when you're using this handbag. And I will say I am someone who does get a little nervous around lambskin leather because my beautiful puffer over here also has a lambskin exterior, and I do get worried about one, color transfer because of the light color I have and the type of leather it is, but then also I do worry about things like corner wear or even creasing in the leather. These are things that I'm definitely mindful about, and because of that, I will stuff my handbag when it is sitting on the shelf, and I do pick and choose when I can actually use this handbag. So let me know down below if that is something that you like about the bag, the fact that they upgraded the leather on the exterior to lambskin and they put leather on the interior, or if you were more of a fan of the calfskin leather and the fabric lining because maybe it added more of a carefree nature to it. Speaking about the interior of the bag, there are some more changes on the inside as well, and this is a big one. I think Saint Laurent has been listening to their customers. There is no longer a middle divider in this handbag. I know, especially with the toy size, which was the smallest, a lot of people complained that the size of the bag was good. However, because of the fact there was a divider in the middle, it made it really tough to fit bulkier items in it. And that is always something that I personally am mindful of. I do love a mini bag, so the size of the toy LouLou really did appeal to me. However, if I wanted to put in bigger wallets, even just thicker compact wallets, for example, I do think that would be a challenge. I love the LouLou line, and I was very interested in making a purchase with the toy LouLou. However, I noticed that when I got my sunset bag as well, this bag also has that interior divider, and I struggled to put even my Rosalie coin purse in there, which is not a very thick wallet. It is also a compact wallet. So that is something I am mindful of when I am shopping, but it seems like maybe Saint Laurent has listened here, and it is one open compartment now, but there is a flat pocket at the back, and you have a removable pouch. The fact that there's a removable pouch, I think adds more value to this handbag. And if you're getting a size small, medium, or large, there will actually be a mirror in that little pouch as well. And I think that is such a nice touch. We see this in some other more expensive handbags as well. What comes to mind for me is the Go 14 from Louis Vuitton, and I know that that has a mirror in it as well, and that is known as one of their more expensive handbags, one of their more prestigious lines. So to me, the fact that Saint Laurent is doing this with their LouLou handbag tells me that they take pride in this line, and they want people to know that, again, it is luxurious, and yes, it is something that they take pride in as well. I always am interested in extra freebies, whether it's little card holders, little pouches in the bag. I am a fan. Now, the mini size will come with the pouch, just not the mirror. And then all of the bags do have that flat pocket at the back. Whereas with the old design, there was a zipper compartment at the back that was like a flat pocket. However, there was no additional pouches or anything like that. Now, another change there is between the old style and the new style is that if you got the toy LouLou, this came with a leather strap. And I kind of like that if I was going to get it as a more casual everyday style handbag. Whereas now with the new line, they have made them all chain handbags and they have the leather break for the strap. With the mini, they have it still strictly as a crossbody, whereas with the sizes up, you can either double up the strap to use it as a shoulder bag, or you can crossbody if you want. This is also a similar feature, again, to my puffer. There are a lot of similarities between the two lines, and that is something that I can appreciate too. Although I can appreciate the casual nature of the leather strap that was with the original toy LouLou, I definitely think the chains make it a little bit more luxe, and it still can be comfortable because there is that leather break on the shoulder, so I do appreciate that feature as well. So we have gone through most of the differences between the handbags. All that's left to discuss with differences is the price. So with the LouLou line, as I said, all of the sizes did actually recently receive a price decrease. So the LouLous started at $2,255, and now with this new revamped version, it starts at $2,465. This is in Canadian dollars that I'm talking. And for the new revamped version, it goes all the way up to $3,890, which is quite a big price tag. However, there is a lot more bag you're getting when you purchase that large size, and that was the same with the original versions of the bag too. The large was quite large. If you're interested in checking out this new version, then I definitely will link it down below so you can check out the measurements, you can see pictures, and you can check out some of the features as well. There are a handful of colors available for the new version of the LouLou bag, but I do feel like because this is such a popular line in general, they'll likely come out with more seasonal colors if none of these catch your eye. I will also link some of the old original versions of the LouLou in the description box as well, so if you want to check it out and compare the differences yourself, then you can also do that as well. Now, I wanted to give a few reasons personally why I think these changes have occurred with the LouLou line, and again, this is purely speculation, just my opinion based on being a shopper and a lover of the brand. I think that when there was a price decrease for these pieces, I think this happened mainly because of the fact that it was a very popular bag. People were paying high prices at a point in time. Saint Laurent believed maybe they had to decrease the price of their popular line just to get people buying again. But I do feel like this kind of backfired. The fact that the price went down was great in some people's mind. However, it also devalued the handbag a little bit in my opinion. I think it made people question whether or not the value was there. And of course, this affects things like resale value as well. Also, I think the fact that this bag was once so popular but then died down as well. People who already purchased this handbag at the more expensive prices definitely could have felt like they were gypped out of some money here because they bought it at a more expensive price, and then of course there was a reduction, yet there were no modifications or changes made to the handbag. So my guess is that this new version of the LouLou bag came out and they wanted this to be another bestseller, another it bag, and get people to want to purchase from this line again. Now, of course, to do this, you can't just jack up the price once again. There has to be some modifications. They did add the lambskin leather. They did make it leather lined. They added a pouch and a mirror. I think these are some solid upgrades, and I can appreciate the upgrades that they made because I have noticed with some other brands, you might just get a modification of an additional strap for the handbag, or maybe you have an extra slip pocket. But for me, that doesn't necessarily warrant a price increase. Whereas though the price has increased a couple $100s with this particular line, I feel like at least they could justify why the prices went up because they have added a lot of different features to it. Now, again, this is very similar to the puffer line I have noticed just based on me having the bag and seeing what the new bag looks like online. I would love to hear whether or not you think that these updates that Saint Laurent have made are actually worth it, or whether or not this bag in this line has already lost some of its sparkle with its customers and it's a done deal. As I said, I'm a Saint Laurent lover and I do feel like this new version looks beautiful as well. But because it is quite similar to my puffer, I don't know if I would grab this piece. As I said, I do feel there's a lot of similarities, but one of the plus sides to this is because the original version is no longer available on the website, that could mean if you were interested in still purchasing that, if you look on the pre-loved market, you might be able to get it for a bit more of a discount now, and that can definitely be viewed as a plus. Now, one other thing that I was thinking about this, and again, this is because I own some pieces from Saint Laurent, is this going to affect other lines that the brand already has? Are we going to see things phasing out and modifications being made? This is very similar to the puffer line, so am I going to see that the puffer is going to be modified and then the version that I have becomes outdated? I recently purchased this piece in the summertime, so I have not even had this bag for very long, so I would be a little sad if I saw that they switched that puffer line as well, because I like the idea of knowing that I have what the current style of bag is. And as I said, I do have a couple other pieces from the brand as well. So if I did see those change drastically and then my original version discontinued, I probably wouldn't be so thrilled about it. So let me know your feelings on this. I feel like this is definitely a bit more of a chatty video showing you the differences, but also giving my opinions on why I feel the brand may have made this switch. Overall, I do think I like the new version. I don't have any complaints about it. I think it is beautiful and I do hope the brand does well because it's one of my favorites. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful in any way, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. I truly appreciate all of your support and I'd love to hear your opinions on this topic. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video.